joined by the man who puts this all together, Mike, the CEO and co-founder of Blizzard. Mike, how was day one for you at BlizzCon?
Day one was awesome.
Now, you had some amazing contests last night, the dance contest, sound-alike, machinima. What was your favorite moment from the contest last night?
You know, I love seeing all the cosplayers. I thought we had some great costumes last night. Dance contest is always a lot of fun. But Jay Moore was really funny.
He was really funny last night. I thought so too.
He had some really quick responses, you know.
Yeah.
Guido and Tony.
They did. Exactly. Tony was good.
Yeah, no, it was
I think
awesome.
one of my favorite moments, though, was when the voice of God came in and said, Jay, it's God. I figured it out. We're going to run a clip and come back later.
Yeah, well, it was great, and obviously, you know, the costume contest was phenomenal, as you mentioned. You know, just amazing the creativity of these fans and how, you know, people put these things together. Although last year the winner was the mechanized float, the girl with the wheelchair. I was thinking she was going to come back with something mechanized this year.
I was expecting something too.
Didn't happen, I guess. But
was she back this year? We couldn't figure that out.
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, it was still amazing to see the creativity of all the fans. Now, one of the other big things that happened yesterday was fans actually got to go hands-on with Diablo 3, the brand new Monk class, World of Warcraft Cataclysm, and StarCraft 2 campaign. You know, that's really important for you guys at Blizzard to see the fan reaction. So what were you hearing from the fans? What did the fans think of the games when they got to go hands-on?
All I've been hearing is really positive response from everything. You know, I've been talking to people who've gotten back in line 3 times yesterday to continue playing like the Diablo 3 demo.
Fantastic.
And there was another big announcement yesterday that came later in the day from Rob Pardo, and that was on the Battle.net developments that are happening. And I didn't realize 12 million people have registered on Battle.net.
Well, actually, quite a lot more than that have registered. Those are just the active people.
That's incredible. That's, I mean, everyone always talks about the WoW numbers, and here you have this other thing in your pocket that's Battle.net.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And so you're basically developing a complete online community gaming experience. Can you tell us a little bit about that from your perspective?
Well, you know, when you think about the way that players interact, even in World of Warcraft, it's very fragmented.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're able to communicate with your guild and the people on your realm.
Right.
But even if you cross faction, you're really not able to communicate anymore unless you do something outside the game.
Right.
And I think Battle.net's really going to help bridge that. So you'll be able to stay in touch with your friends, really no matter you know, where you're playing, what realm you're playing on World of Warcraft, or even if you're playing other Blizzard games.
Makes sense. And one of the things I thought that was most impressive was the idea of mini tournaments and ladders. There's going to be 100 people in each group. Is that how it's set up?
Yeah. You know, we're sort of thinking of it like, think about, you know, your local softball league.
Right,
you know,
right.
when you enter your team in the C League in Irvine, you're not competing against all the other softball teams in the world, because that just wouldn't be any fun.
Right.
But if you get a smaller group of teams playing that are about the same level, then it's fun for everyone, and we're trying to recreate that.
That makes sense.
Now, we also have some questions for you from Twitter, Mike. I know Blizzard has Twitter accounts at Diablo, at Warcraft, and at StarCraft. We also have accounts where you guys can send us questions. We're going to ask some questions right now to you. So let's go right now to one question. This is at Jeff Keeley. You can send me questions. And this one is there any outside chance of a simple LAN coming in StarCraft 2? I know there's been a lot of debate about how StarCraft 2 may not have LAN play. And can you explain a little bit about why you made that decision and what might happen in the future?
You know, we're really integrating Battle.net into StarCraft 2 in a way that we've really never done before in our Blizzard games. So we're thinking about this as an always connected experience, and in order to do that, you really need everybody always to be connected. And so at this point, we're not planning for LAN support.
Even though there are petitions online.
We're aware of the petitions.
Have they been sent directly to your home yet?
Don't give them any ideas, Kat.
All right, no problem.
Now let's go to another Twitter question that folks have been asking here. Lots of responses for you. A lot of people asking what's going on with World of Warcraft Cataclysm. I think people are wondering, Cataclysm, this world event, how is it going to impact the game going forward? Are we going to see that sort of, you know, rolled out in patches, or is it all going to wait until the expansion pack comes out? How are you guys going to go about changing the world?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to let the developers roll that information out in a time frame that they're ready to talk about it.
All right.
But you know, I think that the whole Cataclysm concept gives us this huge opportunity to go back and and make a lot of changes to and enhancements to the old world to give people reasons to go back and experience the old world areas, which are really vital to World of Warcraft.
Right.
You know, and we want players to be able to experience those areas and keep them fresh. We also know that there are new players coming in to World of Warcraft, you know, starting at level 1 that have never played before, and we've learned so much in the last 5 years about how to make the game more engaging, and we want to apply those learnings to, you know, the level 1 through 15 experience as well.
Absolutely.
You've done a lot of changes over the last year to try to make not to dumb WoW down, but to make WoW more accessible for people that are coming in, and also to bridge that gap since they are going from 0 to 85. I mean, we're going to, obviously WoW's going to be here for a long time. I mean, have you had feedback from new players coming in, and have you been able to get active feedback from them, and what is it like for a new player starting out?
You know, it really depends on a lot of different factors.
Right.
We know that there's a lot we can do right now to improve just, you know, things like the install process, and depending on you know, the speed of your connection. If you try to download everything, sometimes that can be a long process. We've really been working to try to improve the patch process, so you're not having to download multiple patches to get all patched up.
Right.
I think that depending on which realm you start up your character can make a huge difference. If you start up your character in an area where there just aren't a lot of people playing in your starting area, the world can feel very empty.
Right.
And so we've been trying to guide people, new players, you know, to specific realms that where a lot of other new players are also starting, and so they're able to experience that with other people.
Excellent. All right, back to Twitter here for another question. This one comes from Nandeeb Jorge, and he says, any news about the unnamed MMO? How is it going?
Actually, it's going really well. It's still early in development, but we do have really some of our most talented development leadership that is already working and focused on that project.
Right.
So, I mean, you can think of it as sort of the Blizzard All-Star team with years and years of MMO development experience that are totally excited and geeked up about this new idea. Unfortunately, I can't give you a whole lot more than that.
Do we know if it's in one of your existing universes, or it's a new universe, or have you guys given any details on that yet?
We've said it's in a new universe.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, that's pretty exciting, because you guys have had these 3 universes for so many years. So that's fantastic. Any timeline of when we might hear about what that universe is, or you guys would start hinting about it?
I think it's going to be a while before you hear much more about it. You know, right now, focus is on StarCraft 2, Battle.net. Once we get that out, it'll ship to Diablo 3. Of course, we've got Cataclysm in full production.
Right.
And so...
okay. We're asking all the tough questions. It feels like you're on 60 Minutes here, right, Mike? All the fans want to know all these answers. But you guys are great at keeping secrets, because, I mean, no one knows anything about this team. Can they even tell their wives about what they're working on?
Well, you know, the way we look at it, it's really not fair for us to tell people that don't work at Blizzard some of the stuff that we feel is highly confidential, because they really, you know, they don't know what's confidential and what's not, and to put them in that position where they could potentially break news,
right,
could be quite embarrassing for everyone.
Exactly. All right, Mike, well, let's take a look now at what's happening today at Blizzcon, because there's a lot of great panels that are going to be happening. Of course, we'll be covering them on DirecTV. It starts in just about 15 minutes with the Diablo 3 open Q&A panel, where fans are actually going to address the developers like Jay Wilson. Then we move on to the World of Warcraft Dungeons and Raids panel at 4 p.m. Eastern. The StarCraft 2 lore panel happens at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And I've heard a little rumor that there may be a special guest appearing on that panel. Anything you can tell us about that, Mike?
I'll confirm your rumor.
Okay, there's a rumor. We don't know who the guest is, but you guys will definitely want to tune in for that. And, of course, later tonight, you're going to be picking up the bass to play Level 80 Elite Tauren Chieftains. Will be performing later on tonight. We have the StarCraft 2 gameplay panel at 7 p.m. Eastern. And in the closing ceremonies, as I referred, featuring a performance from you guys, Level 80 ETC. And then, of course, Ozzy Osbourne is going to be live on DirecTV.
That's right.
And it's phenomenal.
And I can tell you, those of us who were lucky enough to hear their sound check, Ozzy's band sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Just incredible. And, you know, these are big halls, and you don't really expect the acoustics to be all that good. But I can tell you, it sounded good.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, well, we can't wait to see you slap in the bass later tonight. Mike, thank you so much for coming by, and we'll see you later on.